What's up, cousins? It's me. Don't call me white girl, your favorite cousin, and I have amazing news. This is my real hair, and the podcast is on sale. Ho! That's right. It's still $6.99 monthly, but instead of the normal $1,286, it is now $14,999 annually. That's right, baby. Save yourself a couple bucks and subscribe to my podcast. Get unlimited BTS, special access to episodes that only the subscribing cousins can see, unlimited access to our exclusive Discord chat. Subscribe to the podcast today, baby. $49.99 for the year. If you want to go to cheap route, still $69.99. Excuse me. If you want to go to cheap route, it's still $6.99 monthly, but only now, right now, can you get it for $10,999 annually. Get off of this commercial and subscribe right now. Right now! Hello, welcome back to America's #1 podcast. It's a special week, it's a special month. Phelps Hugo was born today, 25 years ago. Everybody give it up for Phelps. Happy birthday, Phelps!
Thank you. Even though you're moving the days around, I appreciate it.
They don't know when we feel. How you feel? You getting older?
I'm cool. I felt good. I felt good.
Did you enjoy yourself? Did you do a lot for your birthday?
Nah.
Are you ever do a lot, boy, for your birthday or no?
Not really. Not recently.
Yeah.
It's too close to Mother's Day.
Yeah, then gray hair on your pubes. You know what I mean?
What?
Okay. Hey, we have a special guest in the building, okay? This is very important. My criminal lawyer representing me in all my criminal cases. He is here just to chat about it. You know what? I'm going to let him introduce himself. Introduce yourself, brother. He's from North Philly. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marcus Washington, attorney, as Mona said, from North Philly, born and raised, product of Philadelphia Public Schools.
Really?
So is Hope. Yes.
What school did you go to?
Parkway.
Shut up.
Temple, Rutgers.
Did you? Oh,
Yep.
you a Philly dude for real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that where you know this from?
No, he looked kind of familiar. Might.
Okay.
I don't know, but he looked younger than me. So
Okay.
I was at Temple years ago.
Way back.
Back in the day.
Exactly.
I was a DA in Philly. I was a PO first. I was a PO for a while. Then I was a prosecutor for 3 years. And now I do like medical malpractice and sexual abuse stuff and all that good stuff.
Okay, let's reverse this.
Take
You
it
was a probation officer. Yeah, let's give it up. Let's give it up for the black man that's a lawyer in the building. That's a big deal, okay?
Word.
But I gotta ground you up. So you was a probation. You were an adult probation officer?
Adult probation and parole officer right out of Temple.
Right
Philly.
downtown with the long line.
Used to be up right there, Broad and Arch. Where that
What
McDonald's
year?
used to be.
I did that probation one time. It's horrible.
From 06 to 09.
OMG. I was down there 09. But you know why mine was sweet? No, I'm lying. It was 2012. Mine was sweet because I got it transferred there so y'all could supervise it. Because at the time, the office was all bums. So if they supervised stuff from other states, they didn't really give a fuck.
Didn't care at all.
I killed Cincinnati. F it. I don't know you. It's not our state anyway. Call us once a month. We good.
I used to love when I get people transferred in because I wasn't doing anything.
Right.
They
So
just be
listen,
chilling.
why the PO? So when you're a PO, you're in law school? Like at the
No.
time?
I was a PO, then I went to law school.
Oh, is that what made you want to do that?
No, I always wanted to go to law school, but I kept failing the test, so I was a PO.
Is the test really hard?
A little bit.
Yeah.
The LSAS, it was a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim passed it.
I took it 3 times.
Kim passed it on her first try.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be a lie. Kim took something like a fake version.
She took the baby bar.
Okay.
And she passed that.
That's not real.
It's not the same thing.
It's not a thing.
Is it like just an internet thing? Like,
It's almost. It's not real.
He said it's not real.
so it's not even something like you would take it to see if you're ready for the big drawing.
You really can't take anything to see if you're ready for it. It's
Yeah.
just. I mean, you just take it.
Yeah.
Right. It's no like. I mean, you study and then you just sit down and take the job.
So yo, if you go to law school, you do everything, you take the bar drawing, you keep failing it, you can never become a lawyer. Is that how that goes?
But I ain't never felt a bar. It's the LSATs. I passed the bar.
Okay.
Let's be clear. It's two different things.
Okay.
I passed
Clarify
the
it, because you know I'm quick to fumble it. And I'll run with it. I see you 5 years later, like, remember you felt the bar?
Exactly.
Exactly.
People
My
run
bad.
down on you with that.
Apologize.
But no, you got to take the LSAT to get into law school. That's what I
Okay.
took 3 times.
Oh, okay,
And then
okay.
once you graduate law school, you take the bar.
I respect the fact that you kept trying.
Yeah.
That's what's up. How was your experience as a probation officer? How'd you like it?
I mean, it was cool, but I was a young boy. I was only like 21.
Oh,
So it was like, almost everybody on my caseload was like older than me.
yeah.
So they was like, kind of felt like weird, like I was sunning them. But at
Right.
the same time, it was like they couldn't do nothing about it. So you just had to ride with it.
Yeah. Is it like levels of PO? Because like I've experienced where sometimes depending on your case, you'll automatically get a supervisor. Like that's like, I don't know.
So it depends. When I was there, they did it by, first of all, it was broke up by the parts of the city.
Okay.
So I had Northwest, what was like North Philly, Germantown, Mount Airy, all that.
Oh, that's
I
how
had
y'all
all
did it.
All that area. So, and then within there, there's it's like unofficial levels. Like people know like certain POs sweet.
Yeah.
And people know certain POs are like real. So.
But when you say
if-
people like working in the office?
No,
or the people-
internal, yeah. People who are like assigning people.
Okay.
So they know like, all right, this dude is
He
on
can't
for
handle
whatever.
him. Right.
We're gonna give him a bunch of like retail theft people.
Yeah.
Or if somebody a little more like savvy with it, a
Yeah.
little more aggressive with their
Finesser,
supervision,
yeah.
they're gonna give them somebody who might have just came out for like involuntary manslaughter. Like I had a few people that was involuntary manslaughter,
Yeah.
3rd degree murder. You get a lot of those people.
Yeah. Fuck around and kill your neighbor like with some dumb shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he needed it.
Sad. I had an old head. He was like 60. He got into a rumble on a bus, punched the bull. He fell down the steps, hit his head, died.
Damn.
He was 60 years old?
Yeah.
So did he do time in probation or did he just straight
He
to
did.
probation?
I think he did like 11 and a half to 23. Then they put him.
Damn.
let him
That's
right out.
11
But,
and a half
10
months, not
11 and a half
years.
months.
Yeah, that's a very popular sentence in Philadelphia.
That's
11
the
and a
go-to.
half to 23. They love giving that shit
To
out.
go to right there.
Yeah.
11 and a half to 23, then give you a probation tell. That's what they did. He was on probation for like 20 years.
Yeah. When you hear people say things like probation is a trap, can you understand why these people say that? Or is it more of like, no, you just be fucking up?
It's both. It depends on your PO. Like I would tell people like, look, like just don't make me do more work.
Right.
Right? If you just don't get arrested and don't piss dirty, because then I gotta do work. I gotta write you up, violate you, go to court. Like just don't make me do work.
Yeah.
So if you just don't get arrested, don't like like I'll tell you, like, look, next time you come next month, I'm gonna piss test you. So if you hot,
Real- I like that.
Yeah.
right?
I like that.
And because of that, if you hot, I'm gonna lock you up. Because
Write that
you
down. I
said
like him a little bit. That's a good drawing. Give it one. I
yeah,
like that.
You saying if I tell you that, you can still come back and give me a dirty jaw.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lock you up.
Back then, was y'all hip to the shit that diluted the piss so much it was nothing in it, not even like waste?
Yeah. So it's not. It's hard to cheat a piss jaw.
Yeah.
Because one, when you go upstairs, there's literally somebody in the room watching.
Right.
They standing there just
Bro, I
eyes
did
on
it.
you.
I did it.
yeah.
Like
And
I
then they
pissed in
test
front
the
of people.
temperature and all that other stuff.
Exactly.
So if anything like I had the one ball, they called it a Wizinator, where you got a little pack, they strap to
I
your
had
leg.
one. I had one.
The temperature off on that.
Yeah, but this the thing. This is the thing why you can't f me. I have a fupa. You feel me? And not to be graphic, the cat fat. You can't see my Wizinator, bro. Between the
But
fupa and the coochie, you can't see
it.
it.
Goes on the thigh though, so it's not even.
Mine's is wrapped under my fupa. I'm trying to keep
So
the
you do
temperature
like a
right.
fanny pack.
Bro, I have a built-in fanny pack. I just put the joint under my built-in
You
joint.
just tuck it up.
Yeah, nigga. And that's warm. Like, we ain't gonna get all into it, but like, yeah, I'm not feeling them. You know what I mean? Like, we're not doing that. Like, I'm sitting down. What you gonna say? Hold your belly. Hold your belly. You're not. You gonna let that motherfucker hang, and you can't see past it. I can't see past it. Been years.
Fair enough.
I have a lot of feelings about jail. I feel like eventually I'm gonna get into jail reform. I had really bad experiences. I caught my first adult case at 2021. It was a federal case, so I was in the feds early, right?
Oh, you just jumped straight to the feds.
Yo, I remember when I
cool
got
for county.
because with the feds, it's not a situation where it's like you need a paid lawyer because your federal PD be a real attorney, right? It's so crazy because this guy just went Philly viral giving that advice. Like, yo, when you catch a fake case, stop trying to get all that money to pay the lawyer because your assigned board could really be bored. I don't know how to explain that, but in my mind, it's you have to give a certain amount of hours of free as a lawyer, and that's how they get the people that have real practices. I don't really understand how that happens.
No, so
What's that, pro bono when they work for free?
That's pro bono work free, but this is different.
so So what happens is there's a list, right, of attorneys that do federal court. There's only certain certain attorneys that can do practice in federal court. So you get on that list, and then you get a list if you take court appointments. So if there's a conflict, they assign you.
Right.
So a conflict with like the federal PD's office or whatever,
Right.
you'll get a court appointed attorney, which is somebody, one, to get on the federal court list, it's going to be a good lawyer.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like the CJC boy, no offense.
You feel me? Like
But-
the federal, what I'm saying is the federal free boy you get really be
Yeah,
bull
it's a
for
good-
real.
it's a
It's
good
not like
joint.
the bad suit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the big ass sneaks and he smell like a wet mop. Not that boy.
Yeah.
It be like Tom Ford cologne boy. He really
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
My lawyer was from like down south. It was his first time up here. And I remember him reading through my paperwork because I was a kid. I had no clue. I didn't even know the difference between federal and state. So I remember I got locked up in the county and they kept referring to the feds. And I'm like, is that the ride? You know what I mean? Like I didn't dig it.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
was a
whole
ride.
nother. It was a ride. Boy, it's a regular car too. Them ride different, right? But he was like, look at my paper. He was like, wow, Mr. Mona, when you stepped in it, you really stepped in it. And I was so young, I didn't even know what that meant. He was like, you're in a pile of to your piece of shit. Because it was a big case. And I remember one of the first questions he asked, he's like, yo, you willing to cooperate? Because I can make some happen. And I'm like, fuck no. He was like, okay, you're going to jail. Like he was real honest with it, you know. What saved me in my case was at the time, you familiar with the 100-to-1 law where it was used to get charged with if God forbid, let's use names like Zach. If Zach was caught with 100 grams of powder cocaine, right, and I'm caught with 1 gram of crack
Or
cocaine.
100 illegal Cubans, that's Onyx.
Oh, please, Mark.
Damn.
We're going to be here all day. That's what I'm saying. Get this out here from me. But no, seriously, he got 100 grams of powder. I mean, just looking at it, total difference, right? He got a big bag of powder. I got 1 rock of crack. We can do the same amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with that is that statistically, black and brown people sell crack and white people sell cocaine. So it was racist. So when that shit went on for years, you look at the jails, they all black. And it's unfair, right?
Mm-hmm.
I caught my case in the middle of them discussing changing that law, and Obama was into presidency. So what they did was the Supreme Court said, look, from now on, instead of y'all using the mandatories in the federal book, because I remember those prosecutors out with the federal books this big. I remember us discussing conspiracy, and it's a packet this big explaining how deep conspiracy is. It's all a but you can't really beat the feds on some old, I didn't touch it, I didn't sell it, I didn't, because they just gonna make you a conspirator. Conspiracy holds the weight of the case. So if we locked up with a bunch of guns and I got drugs or whatever and I plea out to nothing and I don't want to, and they just give me conspiracy, my conspiracy goes with your worst charge. So if your worst charge is a brick, now I'm facing 10 to life for the brick just off the conspiracy charge. It ain't no she did it. He say, oh, why he didn't take the charge for the feds? None of that shit exists. And when the feds, everybody go to jail. Grandma, niece, cousin. I was in jail, people that never seen drugs. You can go to jail as a black woman for spending drug dealing money. I don't know about the white girls, but I was in jail with a lot of side and wives and all that. You know who I was in jail with? Remember that big case, Ace from Southwest? He ended up getting life plus 52. Him and 5 got locked up. He was from Southwest. He had a big coke case. His went kind of like viral before viral because he had bought a Bentley off of Beanie Siegel. That was like the front. Remember that?
I remember the Bentley.
I was in jail with him and all his bitches, and everybody plead out except for one. And she ended up getting 10 years. I was like, well, I'm old. I know I look good, baby, but I'm old. I was in jail with them. And because, you know, in the federal building, the jail and the courthouse is connected, but you walk underground. And I remember walking with one of them, and she ended up, because they both ended up flipping and turning state. So they would turn the fed, and they told. And people, we would walk past them, and they would spit at her. You know what I mean? Because it was like a known thing that they, but it's like, why did you even, whatever. I want to say her name, but I won't. If you're watching this, I still remember. Like, I was there. I was there that one time you tried to take them people all away. God damn. Guess what she did, though? Her crime. He called and said, yo, they put that in the laundry chute. She took one pistol and put it in the laundry chute. That's all she did.
Conspiracy.
It's conspiracy. He got life plus 52 and she got 10 flat. Her first charge. Anyway, so I feel like with me, my experience was really bad. My probation officer smacked me on my ass. Like, he came to my house. I remember one time he came to my house and I had like Islamic books on the table and a Quran. He knocked it on the ground. Like, he was really, his name was Omar Sidin. Yo, you can Google this. He had a really big facial, like a tumor, and it would grow and go away. He was a Mexican guy. He had a white wife, but he was just crazy. And the way he was doing me at 21, I can only imagine how many women was like having sex with him or whatever. But It's so crazy. I remember he slapped my ass in the office and I was so upset. I went to the drug program they had me in and I was like all upset. And they bring me all these yellow pages and I'm calling lawyers and everything. Cousins, let's talk for a minute. I know I'm not the only one. Have you ever had to make a payment or had somebody trying to send you money through an app, but you had to wait days for the transaction to go through? Then the app says, oh, you can send it right now if you pay us too. Or even worse, you went to send some bread, but you messed around and sent it to the wrong person and couldn't get it back. Listen, if you want to avoid these issues and send money fast, easy, and safe, use Cash App. It's super easy to get started. Just enter your phone or email. No bank account needed. Phelps, do you use Cash App?
No, I don't.
Please, boy, if you don't get with the program, listen, I love using Cash App because it's fast, it's safe, and it just makes life way less stressful. Phelps, pay attention to this part. It's for you too. For a limited time only, new Cash App users can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, there's no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up. Use our exclusive referral code DCMWG10 in your profile and send $5 to a friend within 14 days and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Some terms may apply. That's money. That's Cash App. And every lawyer's like, you can do it, but you're going to jail. Like they're going to figure out a way and you're going to jail or whatever.
They're going to violate you.
I had a brand new baby and I didn't want to go to jail. And my boyfriend at the time was so upset, he blocked the number and he called. What if your girlfriend came to probation and he smacked her butt, whatever? They my door the next day, 7 a.m. They figured it out, but he had already got in trouble so many times. And what they ended up doing was, because the feds had color codes, so I would call a number every day and it would say today's color, pink, blue, red. If I was red and they said red every day I gave a urine sample. It really sucked. They took me off of that. I only had to visit once a month. So it's like, we ain't doing nothing to him, but we gonna give you her. She was real sweet. Her name was Liz. Hey, Liz. And that was just it. As soon as I got off, I'm like, okay, I want to see if I could still do something. And then I found the articles like he got arrested, made the news and all that. He raped somebody. Yeah, that was my experience. So it's like with probation, I hate, like I'm not going to say I hate, I loathe. What's that better word? I hate, let's just keep it real. I hate the police, probation, juvenile probation, state troopers, county, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and NTAs.
Law enforcement, just everybody.
At the school that break up the fights. Them. Security guards, especially nightclub security
Hall
guards.
monitors, you don't like them
Oh
either?
my God, loss prevention workers. Hate them. I just don't get why people get those kind of jobs. You understand what I'm saying? PO is the lightest on that. Oh, I forgot. Mark, I forgot. COs, filth, scum of the earth, scum of the earth. Mark, I'm single as shit. It's been a long time. I ain't saying I ain't no in a while. If I met a man right now and he was perfect, and then I found out later that he was a correctional officer, I would call it off. I don't care. I'm talking to Mark and I like him. We're going to be here all day.
Let's go.
I told him, Daddy, he with it. Did you bring slippers?
I don't need them.
We need batteries. We're spending the night in this bitch. Anyway.
Throw me with a good time.
So, I don't know. I feel like depending on the type of person you are and like even something like that where you know you had the option to say, hey, next month I'm a whatever, that's cool. Last question. Have you ever said, yo, I want you to down here, Mr. Robertson, I need to talk to you, and you got locked up in office?
I never faked.
Don't stutter.
I never fake told him. I told him like, yo, come here, I'm gonna lock you up. Either if you run, it's gonna be harder. Either way, you go in there. You could come in and just go in. If I have to see how it's gonna be a problem. I used to always say, ain't nobody, the city don't play for your grandma's door when we kick it in.
Yeah.
So
do y'all really do that? Y'all really go looking for niggas off probation?
Yeah.
Or it depends on the case or anybody?
Put the warrant out and the warrant unit go out looking
Shut
for
up. You was on the other side. Thank God you got out of
it. It was like, I want to say it was about 10 years ago where a warrant unit officer got killed when they were serving a warrant, I think in North.
No, they shot him?
Yeah, he got killed.
Boy
They
just
were
came to the
serving
door
a
like,
probation warrant. They went there. It was like a duplex, and they was like in the back, upstairs in the back, and they just started shooting through the doors.
what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you how I feel
The
about that.
POs never actually served the warrant.
Right, duh.
We just chilling.
Yeah,
Just
it's
chilling.
different in Delaware. Delaware, the POs go out.
Yeah.
The POs go out with their shit and it says probation on it.
No, like I used to pop up, but
Cause y'all gotta do inspections at the house.
yeah,
And y'all can only search the room that nigga live in.
no.
I'm recording this whole conversation. Oh no, you can't. That's not true.
No. So what we used to do, because cops used to like to go out with us, because POs we could do a warrantless search of the house. So cops used to love that shit. 'Cause
Yeah.
then they would flip the house,
And they could find whatever.
So we have a reason to search your house. Then I
Yeah.
would-
Cause if somebody probated in there, you're allowed in there. Period.
yeah. Because so the thing when you get on probation, they make you sign all that, and part of that is you agreeing to have your anywhere you stay, the whole house searched.
Damn.
So come out there, I want to flip your house, I can flip your house.
So my attic plan was never gonna work. Anyway, well, listen. You know, everybody everywhere in America is talking about the same thing. Okay, the Diddy Cassie thing. Okay, this wasn't my idea because I don't fuck with legal niggas. You cool though. I like you.
Cool.
All right, you're also hired. We'll talk about that later. But no, I have been kind of like following the trial. I just seen today. I don't know if you saw that Dawn or one of them,
From Danity Kane.
and they're yelling at her. How big is Diddy? How big is? I also got videos of saw viral videos on TikTok. They paying to wear free Diddy shirts. Literally $20 if you throw the shirt on. You know what I mean,
$20 an hour.
bro? No, just the dub, just a flat dub to wear the shirt.
It's per hour.
Damn, what time? That's all you gotta do is wear the shirt.
That's all you gotta do.
But you don't get paid to the end of the day.
You paid after every day, cashing you out after every hour.
I wonder how much they charge you to yell like, did you suck Diddy doing?
That's probably at least $30, $40.
Or something. That's a little extra. But no, have you been following the case?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm glad to have you here because for me, like, first of all, I'm a 90s kid, like, love Puff Daddy my whole entire life. I fell for the whole image thing, like, totally didn't know he was the villain. Huh. You know what
It's
I
a
mean?
little depressing.
Yo, I look at Biggie so different. You know what I mean? Because Biggie seemed really sad before he died. You know what I'm saying? And what the fuck was he doing in California? Okay, yeah. But I fell for the whole like image thing, and I've always been extremely proud of him. As soon as all this stuff started coming out, like it was just like, and it's like I'm not a victim blamer. I'm not a you know, like I understand that black people are locked up 10 times more than other people. I understand that. Perfect example, the boy from Nickelodeon, Dan Schneider, that walking around eating donuts. He big as shit with an appetite for children. You understand? Ain't nothing happened to that big bitch. You feel me? Daddy going to jail. But what I notice a lot when I do get in conversations with my people regarding this topic, people don't understand where the law was broken at. And I want to tell you where I thinking that the law was broken at. So it is illegal to like hold somebody under some business and then do the sexual things he was doing. So in my mind, I'm sure I'm wrong about this. The fact that he had Cassie under that long contract legally, holding this thing over here, you know, I'm gonna give you an album, which is a typical thing done in the industry. It's totally typical for people to have some amount of success, to have a bunch of people under them and they're selling the dream. You can do what I'm doing if you just follow behind me. Sometimes that works out. Most times you turn around, you done did a bunch of nothing, you know, for free. Or done a bunch of work for free and it didn't get you anywhere. When you putting out good shit and you're being a creator or whatever, that's not like indicative of you being successful in it. It really don't have nothing to do with it. I know plenty of successful. I'm from Philly. Everybody can rap in Philadelphia. My grandma rap, bro.
I used to rap back in the day.
I bet you did. What was your rap name?
We don't need to go.
Marky Mark.
We don't need to go there.
If you was born in like the 2000s, your name would be Mark Drop shit 2 times because you killed 2 people. Like that's how silly these is. It's crazy. It's a wild time we living in. But no, I totally fall for it, and I thought that that's what when I try to put it together, that's more where the crimes is committed at, because if she's having sex with people because he's telling her to, they're crossing state lines with that, on top of the fact that she's contractually obligated to him in some way and he's using that against her too, on top of the fact of having videotapes of her, and whenever she thinks about leaving or talk about leaving, it's like, yo, I'm gonna drop this tape. That's where the crime's committed. But I still don't understand the indictment part. So that's why you here, black man.
Right. So his main charges are racketeering conspiracy, as one. The other one is transporting people for the purposes of prostitution.
Yeah, Cassie or other people.
So her, yes, but main. So the thing with Cassie is Cassie rolling all this is she's not. The crimes he did with her, they're using her to paint the picture of him, right? Paint the picture that he freaked out.
Yeah.
He freaked out. He controlling. He abusing all that. The main thing is the fact that one is it's not illegal to be on the receiving end of prostitution. It's illegal to buy the prostitute. So,
What do you mean in receiving end?
So, cop pull up and they see a John and the trick.
Okay.
Well, the John and the girl, right? You receiving. The
Yeah.
crime is the prostitution, which she's doing,
Yeah.
selling herself,
Yeah.
right? So he was having escorts come. That's the crime, right?
Okay.
That's the crime. Had the escorts have sex with Cassie.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily exactly what he was doing to Cassie, forcing her to have sex with these prostitutes. That's the crime.
Okay.
And now, so he's charged with racketeering and conspiracy. So they said he was having this enterprise. Basically, he had his employees setting these freak offs off.
True.
Getting all these prostitutes there.
True.
Making Cassie.
And blending that money. Because he's
Yes.
blending the business money, almost using it as an excuse. So if he has a staff that gets the freak offs, first of all, you got to have acquire the oil. When you got that amount of oil,
You
that can't
need a couple
be.
oil people.
You got to get some
that's
oil
their
niggas.
job is to get oil.
Bottom line. So you got
Yeah.
your oil guys, you got the that deal with the escorts, you got to get the drugs for everybody, right?
That's the other part of
You
it.
need one or two of them,
Yeah.
right? Because they be f***ed up, so you
So
got to call
you
the
need
other
at
one.
least 2 oil dudes, 2
Right.
drugs dudes.
Yeah.
At least 2 or 3 prostitute handlers.
Right, and they handlers, meaning they giving them the game when they come. They giving them the game right before they come, and when they come. No pun intended. But they telling them what this like, what he like to be done, and how to handle it, and get them to sign it so they don't run any fucking house.
Because I think it's going to come out because this was in a lot of the blogs early on, is that to a point, like Cassie sets up how the freak off started and how they were doing it. But I think it's going to come out that at some point Puff was removed from even setting them up. All his handlers did it, and he just showed up and there was a freak off happening.
Right, but
or they
you-
would even do him when he wasn't even there. That's going to be like, at least that's what they were saying. And like early on, the rumors was that freak offs became a part of his business. Like he
Right.
just had these freaky parties.
Because, bro, when your account look at the paperwork and you got oil bull, ecstasy bull, ketamine bull, prostitute bull, male prostitute bull, right? You can't put that down there. You got to put A&R or something, or you know what I mean. So the blending of the money with the businesses, that's where the racketeering shit comes in at.
Right. You said y'all are employed for him to further this criminal operation of moving prostitutes over here, having sex over here. Like it's literally illegal to get somebody and take them over there, because it's kind of kidnappy a little bit to take them to another city for a freak off.
Right.
But his defense, at least up until like his defense handled Cassie well.
Yeah, they did.
They made it seem like she was a willing participant.
Right.
So if you put if after the cross-examining of her, it just looked like, oh, she a freak too.
Right.
There's no crime. It's just 2 freaky people. And they his lawyers even made it like, look, Diddy a drug addict. They
Right.
made him out to be a drug addict. Like we know.
Yeah.
And those times when he being angry, he going through withdrawal.
high, yeah.
He just high going through withdrawal. He kicked you in the hallway because he was high.
Yeah.
You was stealing his stuff, and they paid her out to be a hoe too. They saying she was cheating on him
Damn.
with multiple people, so they killed her credibility.
Yeah.
And then they were showing
Or
the text
tried
message.
to.
Tried to.
Yeah.
And they showed the text message where she said, "Oh, I want to do a freak off. I'm down for a freak off. Let's do the."
Yeah.
Again, if she's willing and consenting, they're disarming anything that she can do by making it seem like she was a willing participant.
Right.
Like they threw up text message where she said, "I wish we could have a freak off real quick."
Right.
And he in another city.
But this is the thing. A woman knows that you might say something like that to the guy that you like. And this is the thing. Just to be flat out. You have a situation where you dating a man because she dating Ryan Leslie, right? Mm-hmm. Ryan Leslie introduced her to Puff. They're gonna make music together. Puff scoop her right on up, right? So already they're gonna make that like a thing. And let's say she dated Puff because she thinking it's gonna get her somewhere.
Right.
Do that all the time. The thought of her falling in love with him, he's rich, he a millionaire turned billionaire while she with the. So it's like, for the women at home, it's like, be real, like, that you did a lot of crazy shit. The guy that you did a lot of crazy shit for, he's a supervisor at Burger King. You know what I mean? He getting salary, but he work at Burger King. You that for that man. Like, you know what I mean? This a dumb, dirty, filthy, stinking rich, right? Charming, I would assume, right? Handsome. I think Puff Daddy's very handsome. I always did. Bad guy, monster, whatever. He could dance. Those are just the facts.
I don't know about the dancing and all that.
I could, if I get up right now and do some moves, y'all gonna know if they Puffy move. If I don't, it's not making mockery. So it's like she falls in love with him. It's inevitable. She falls in love with him. So it's like you want to please him. Of course you want to please him. That's why I think she did really well on the stand. She came across like she was being honest. And I feel like a lot of women can relate to wanting to keep that relationship by any means necessary. Even pretending to like football. Don't know like football. Like we just watched that shit. I don't know if it's football, basketball, touchdown, or travel. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for halftime so we can here. You know what I mean? You gonna do what you gotta do. And then it's like, people kept saying like Stockholm syndrome. I don't know if that's the correct term for it, but sometimes you do fall in love with your abuser. Sometimes trauma does different. For a fact, a statistic fact that trauma changes the way you think. I've experienced that before where I'm in a situation that's horrible and my brain is changing.
You gotta pull your doing.
Oh, thank you so much, Daddy. You love me so much. No, but I've been in a situation like that before where this person is bad for me, this person is not good for me, this person, and before I think of hurting or harming him, I'm hoping certain things don't happen to him. You know what I mean? Even when women won't call the police, I don't want him to go to jail. I don't want the cops to kill him. You know what I mean?
One of my first cases when I was at the DA's office, they put me in 906, which was the domestic violence realm. So this dude beat the shit out the girl, in front of the kid. The kid caught a little bit. Her eye was basically hanging out in the pictures.
Damn.
So she came to court just to curse me out and tell me she wasn't testifying.
Wow.
Cursed me out, called me everything under the sun, and left.
Yeah.
But I seen that a lot. That's common in domestic abuse situation. And domestic abuse and sexual assault, all that go hand in hand.
Does it?
So it's very common for women to be protective over the men that's abusing them, whether it's physical, sexually, or verbally. It's very common. If you love them, it's a very common. And it actually goes both ways. Not just women either. It's men. Men get their ass whooped too.
Right.
So it's the same pattern. Like even more so with men. Men like, no, I'm not going. No, she ain't going to jail. I'm protect. No, she ain't do nothing. I'm cool. I hit her first. Men quick to do that more. So it's very common. That's not like on the outside looking into Cassie testimony. You like, all right, they just, she was with it too. But if you understand like with abuses and domestic violence, or even just a woman that's truly in love with a man, you like, all right,
exactly.
She might have been. She telling him at some point. She telling him what he want to hear.
Right.
Like he want to hear. Oh, she with the freak offs. Let's do it.
Yeah. Mind you, she has this ultimate goal. So even when you let this man cheating on you, let this man and y'all let a freak off and he done suck somebody off. You know what I mean? You let this man and you just seeing bad parts of him. There's rumors that he would hit his mom when his mom pissed him off, right? So it's like, I hate this. But my end goal was these albums. And I signed a 10-album deal. And all I got is this, me and you now. And I'm still waiting to drop a song. God damn, Cassie.
That's it. That's all she got.
The bitch was cute. It's like, wake up. You know what I mean? You ain't nothing coming out.
She was, and that was the other thing. It made it sound like she was creeping with Kid Cudi too.
Was that creeping or breaking up? I always took it like they broke up. That they broke up, and when they broke up, she moved the on. Because how do you cheat on somebody that's dead? Let me tell you this. So one day I go to a private birthday party in California. Guess who walked the fuck in with flip-flops and socks?
Diddy?
I know y'all tired of hearing the story, and I don't give a fuck. He walks in with flip-flops and socks, no security, no nothing. It is a private party in like a bowling alley or something, but nothing. And it's like, he's such a mega star. He's such this big guy. You just assume certain things about him. You know what his energy gave? I shoot everybody in this. Like he gave gangster. He gave like from Harlem. Like he gave that, like a Harlem that came up in the 80s.
So that was the gist of what like Diddy Kane, Dawn was saying. When she was testifying. And it's hard for me to wrap my head around Puff being a cold gangster.
Bro, first of all, we talking about Cali. Same place where P&B, God bless him, God bless his dead, lost his life at. You know what I mean? Cali dangerous as you know what I'm saying? And it's like, especially when you're not born and bred. You don't have no gang affiliations or whatever. He's lived in Cali forever, right? But for him to be that comfortable, like he home, it's like, it gave me the vibe that everybody around know what's up with this. Now, We wasn't in Inglewood. We was in, because you was there. We were in like Hollywood or
Hollywood.
something. But the nigga was too comfortable. For love of God, I'm sitting in there. If I sat close, he dropped his wallet. What you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a card, not 3, just 1, because he not gonna notice the 1. I'm gonna get us some gas.
Kick the joint, kick it. Get
Exact. That's because you got that suit on, so they would never expect it.
Would never think.
Yeah, you know about that.
in the tie.
You know we used to
He ain't
sit
gonna
back
take
to
the
back and dig in the purse, and the person on the side of the rest would G help you do the purse. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. That's the past.
Cut that out.
It's the past.
Cut that part out.
He's not. No. So, are they going to have? Because I know they was asking. Are they going to have the boyfriend? Because the boyfriend was his trainer, correct? And then he started dating Cassie.
The husband.
The husband,
He's not
excuse
going
me.
to testify.
No.
So the defense was saying they wanted him out. They wanted to sequester him just in case they call him. I think it's a bluff move. I don't think they're really going to call him.
Yeah, he hates him.
But it was part of her testimony when she testified that she answered the FaceTime while Puff was bombing from the husband. Yeah, she answered the FaceTime, was looking like, oh. And he was on the other end, and Puff was doing his thing.
But he didn't know, though.
I don't think he knew.
Yeah, Puff answered. Yeah, he one of them.
Answering, that's crazy.
I mean, it's common. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't saying I did it, but I know a lot of people.
That's out of pocket, but she knew who to do that to.
She what?
She knew who to do that to.
Oh, you know what? I thought that, but I didn't say it. You are crazy. I remember that her husband, he would like randomly tweet. I think it was Pride or something. He wished him happy Pride or something. Like he was always kind of like giving him views. Yeah, like I mean, but you think you marry somebody that's your best friend, you love them. You know what I mean? He knows everything. Because I remember I was having a conversation on live or something, and they were saying how they would hate for their husband to hear them. Like that. Know what went on.
Yeah,
like he know what's going on with them. It ain't nothing being held back.
Mix a little bit,
bro. I ain't gonna lie. The part with the escort come on her, and then he requests for the to be rubbed on his nipples in circular sticky motions.
That's
Puffy was kinky, baby.
That's
I don't know.
That's a different kind of kink.
If Puff would have tried to take me on from that bowling alley, man, I ain't saying I would have went.
But you're not saying you wouldn't either, but we just not going to answer the question.
I would have went, but I wouldn't have been rubbing the cup on nipples.
You sure?
Probably, whatever. It's Puff Daddy. I love Puff Daddy. This was shocking, and it's very hard for me to separate the artist from the art. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what it was about R. Kelly. I totally was like, oh, yep, yeah, you know. I also, R. Kelly was in the...
I still listen to R. Sometimes.
You say that out loud? You ain't supposed to say that.
Oh, you can't say that out loud? Cut that too.
You know, we used to graduate to, what was our graduation song back in the day?
I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah, that was the shit.
I know, that's what I was saying.
Like, what the And it's crazy. I don't know.
And World's Greatest.
The World's Greatest, that's the other one.
That's the hard part about
bop, man.
convicting famous people. That's the thing, because that's exactly the reason why Donald Trump's the president, because got the apprentice locked in. Yeah. It don't matter that you can Google how many times he went bankrupt and how many businesses he failed and businesses adjacent to him that failed. No, you know what see? They see him in the office, which really is a set, and him saying fired, and they connect that with strength. And people tell you that he's a good businessman in your face. They argue and debate it. I don't know how it's all going to play out. Your lawyer opinion, you think he could beat it? You think it's beatable? Because I watched OJ spank the shit out his case.
I always say when the feds bring a case, the feds bring a case.
They don't lose. What's their conviction rate? 97 now?
It's definitely a nice day when the feds, because they got so much time to put shit together. Like this trial is gonna last like a month. Like when the feds
come, baby.
And he could get life for the racketeering charge alone. Like, damn.
Where's his Cody's at? They not charging nobody. He just on a racketeering drill alone. That's crazy to me.
So it's probably going to be like his workers who probably are going to testify against him. We don't know yet, but my guess is I would be shocked if he don't have any of the baby oil guy or the escort guy to testify against him.
Do you think he could beat it? Do you think he has a chance of beating it? Do you think he's guilty of everything?
Oh yeah,
or most?
He freaked out, boy.
Yeah, that shit got crazy.
He
you get to that, and it's not. I wonder, like, you get to that point of money and da. But it's like he probably always licking wee back in Howard.
The thing is, he probably always had the freak in him.
Yeah.
But now the money and the power, I can really lean into it.
Bro,
who gonna say something?
I'm into this.
I to get baby oil only.
Dog, did you hear Terrence interview about him? I believed every word that boy said.
Howard.
Terrence Howard said that Cause he was doing a podcast, and a guy was like, "Yo, have you had any Diddy situations?" He was like, "I don't go to Diddy parties." And the thing about it is, Terrence kinda, I think, have played himself a little bit. I'm starting to think that Hustle and Flow shit is based off him. You know what I mean? Cause he's a gangster. My personal experiences with light skinned men, my father side's a lot of light skinned men. It's either they give Ike Turner or Drake. It's no in between.
Yeah.
All my cousins is Ike's.
They lean all the way into the light skin, or they gotta overcompensate for the light skin.
I wouldn't have put it like that, but I guess.
I'm just saying. I'm talking about the men. I'm not talking about
Exactly,
the female.
not the women.
No.
Not the strong, black, funny podcasting women.
Why light skinned people? Why y'all be so pro black?
You know what
y'all
this
prove
said?
yourself.
Light skinned women use dark skin emojis.
Do you?
My fist black, the fist one. Because when I did the white one, it didn't hit the same after my statements. I don't give a fuck that y'all hands is black and I gotta use emojis. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
We colorful people.
We exactly. I feel like you either super tough or like you're not. And Terrence Howard just give me gangsta vibes. And the interviewer asked him about the parties, and he's like, number one, fuck no. He said, but I did have experiences with Diddy. He said that Puffy had called him over and said, hey, I want to get into acting. Can you help me with acting? Can you coach me with acting? He said he came over, they chatting. Puffy ain't saying shit. He just staring at him. Nothing goes on. He said he contacts him again.
Wait, it's like eyeing him up?
I mean, it was just a weird vibe, and he did not add anything to the conversation.
Nigga
And
was
Terrence is
trying bad.
giving him this and that.
That's what it sound
Period.
like.
But mind you, Terrence is with his assistant. He calls again. He says, hey, I want you to come over. I really like your music. Because at the time of Hustle and Flow, Terrence was kind of trying to fuck with that. I think he did a lot of vocals on that movie, and he was trying to fuck with it. I believe that they won a Grammy for that soundtrack, if I'm
3 6
not
Mafia,
mistaken.
yeah, 'cause they wrote it, yeah.
Exactly. Shout out to Juicy J. It's a talented mother. They go over to do the music. Puffy ain't saying shit. Ain't no engineering
He's
here.
just staring.
Licking
You
his
feel me?
lips.
We drinking amaretto sours. You feel what I'm saying? And that's about it. So at the end of the day, Terrence go home, right? So he calls again and he asks him for some other random shit. So Terrence was like, yo, what's up with this or whatever? The assistant say clear as day, I think he trying to f you.
Word.
Terrence was like, what, man? And he stopped speaking to him. And then he also, while he keeps talking, he says, a lot of this industry, they question your manhood. Now listen, I had my own opinions about gay men, and gay whatever. I'm a cisgender heterosexual woman. I've never dated a woman, kissed a woman, I've been in jail, and all of them bitches are in jail, all of them. But me personally, I don't think your manhood has anything to do with you being a homosexual. I think you could be 100% man, a construction worker, a lumberjack, and still be a gay man. You know what I mean? But he put it together, and I understood where he was from. He said in this industry, your manhood will get tested a lot. He said you'll be, and he didn't really get all the way into it because he did tell the Puffy story. He said, but straight eye contact, no laugh. It's certain situations where you meet somebody and I gotta punch this in the mouth. No laugh. You feel me? Just dead ass serious. You know what I mean? So, I mean, because now, hindsight 2020, everybody gonna come with these stories. Some situations, I think people question, I don't want to say his name, but people question Justin Bieber, for example. And I read that it is not just women victims, it's men victims. And one of the men victims was as young as 13 when it happened.
So Bieber's lawyer put a statement out saying he wasn't a victim.
Saying he wasn't violated.
And listen, this the thing. It went over y'all heads. Of course, Bieber's not going to say that shit. You can see something the wrong with Bieber when he go hang with Sexy Red for the weekend, okay? It's the he told, I'm going to have you like Bieber that went down. We don't know the because the album never dropped. You get it? I did say earlier that I watched OJ spank the out that case, but he also had the Dream Team, R.I.P. Johnny Cochran.
OJ
And
was a little bit different.
and they fumbled with the gloves, so they made big
There was
mistakes.
a lot of fumbles there.
Yeah, they made a lot of mistakes, and that wasn't federal, that was state.
That was state.
Yeah, he done.
So
I don't know.
how you think it's gonna end up for Diddy? You don't think he getting out of jail?
No.
Yeah, that's done. I think life, yeah.
And I don't know if he gonna get if they're gonna get the main charge was just the conspiracy for racketeering, which is the life charge. But they're gonna get him outside.
Yeah, it's over.
They gonna because he, regardless of what you think about Cassie, they don't deny that he was paying for prostitutes for different different parts of the country and stuff, and that's one of the crimes.
Right.
You know, so they're lesser, like 10 years, I think, or something like that for those charges.
Yeah.
But they gonna get him on something. They might not get him on a life one, but they gonna get him.
Yeah. I got 3 questions and then we out of here. They want you to leave, not me. I had a good time. One question: do you think they'll ever get rid of cash bail like they say they are? You think that would happen? Is that realistic to think cash bail is going? No, it ain't going.
No.
Motherfuckers.
It's money.
That is, it's kidnapping is what the fuck it is. Number 2. Oh, you know about Rodney Hinton Jr., correct?
Yes.
Rodney Hinton Jr. Do you think he has a chance at insanity plea? If you know anything about Ohio and how they get down as far as with the laws and shit.
I don't know enough about Ohio criminal laws.
Okay. If it was PA, he would be done. It's Commonwealth. It was over. It would be nothing he could
So
do.
PA is rough.
PA rough as
Except like when it comes to self-defense. So self-defense
True.
is hard on the prosecution in PA.
Right.
Because the prosecution got to prove self-defense beyond a reasonable doubt. Prove that it wasn't self-defense beyond a reasonable doubt. All you got to do as a defendant say, I shot him because it was self-defense. Now it's on me as a DA to prove it wasn't beyond a reasonable doubt.
Can you get off with self-defense if you shoot somebody in the back?
No.
I didn't think so.
Not in PA. I'm not sure. Speaking for PA, no, because one, the threat got to be imminent, right?
Right.
So if somebody got their back to you,
They're
they
running
running
away.
or they leaving,
Right.
they leaving the conflict.
Yeah.
And now you just like, I'm gonna get them.
Unless they turn around and get a X.
Exactly. If they turn, like, if you say, I shot him in the back because he was turning around grabbing
Right.
whatever, then that's something different.
Right.
But if person's just genuinely walking or running and you hit him in the back,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, your force in PA, the force got to match the force.
Because you can't even do the overkill thing and still get self-defense. You didn't let the whole
Because
clip
at
off
that
this
point,
nigga.
it's like, all right.
Yeah, overkill.
Like, if I'm just punching you in the face and then you pull out a joint and hit me,
Yeah. And to me, that's even Steven.
I mean, I
It's
would
my
agree,
face.
but
It's not the law.
the law would disagree. And there's no offense to you
Yeah.
in your face. It's just the law wouldn't agree.
Listen, and guess what? I'd rather be judged by, what is the number? 12 than carried by 6. Excuse me, Mark. Third, tell these people if they need you, what you can help them with and how they contact you. I appreciate you on the talk.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. My main practice is medical malpractice and sex abuse. I practice pretty much throughout the country, mainly in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and Delaware.
What? Write that number down.
I do some small criminal stuff, but not a lot. But I'm connected with anybody who do criminal stuff. So if somebody needs to get arrested, if somebody get arrested, I got somebody.
Okay.
My IG is M_wash_ESQ.
We're going to put it right here and we're going to make it glitter.
With a little sparkly on it, but not too
Yeah.
much because no Diddy. And then my cell phone, my number I can be reached 267-475-3923.
Okay.
Mark Wash.
And he married before you called trying to fuck. This is somebody's husband.
with 3 kids.
Yeah, and he know the law, so he trying to stay with the woman. She ain't taking that nigga to court for that. Okay, cheaper to keep her.
That's a fact.
You heard me?
I like the little Kobe shot at that.
I appreciate it. I lied. One more question. Have you ever had a client punch you in your face for playing around?
No.
Boy, I always wanted to crack one.
I will punch you back.
I bet.
We be in there fighting.
That's exactly why you're not in criminal law. Everybody give it up for Mark. We really appreciate this. We bring it all experts. We turn it up in Don't Call Me White Girl podcast. We're going to have some escorts in here next week to talk about what they feel about baby oil and escorting.
But his wasn't regular oils. You know that they was like they was the drug oils, like the they was the kinky oils. Yeah, they
freaky.
they wasn't the
So he
regular.
ain't had to put the E-pill in your butt. He done put the E-pill on your elbow. That nigga, boy, he clean.
You know he like the nipples, so
Dag, that is crazy.
he was a freak.
Y'all ever heard of a snowball? That's when somebody's f***ing you in your mouth and they in your mouth and then you kiss and exchange the as a snowball. We'll be right back after this
stomach
commercial bank. Hey, welcome to the Don't Call Me White Girl show. I want you to know the most important part of this show, not the actual show, not how me or Phelps is doing, damn sure not how Zach is doing. I have shows coming up. That's what's important. I have a show in Baltimore, Maryland at McDoobie's on May the 29th. I have a show the next day in Nashville, May the 30th. That's my makeup show from the show in January I missed just because I only had a stroke. After that, I have Detroit on June the 14th. I have Chicago on June the 15th. I have Richmond, Virginia on June the 19th. And I have finally Cincinnati on June the 26th. Come see me. All the tickets will be in my link tree. All the tickets are in my link tree. Buy the tickets, come see me, get a meet and greet. Let's hang together. If you know some promoters and you want to party at the end, get the promoter to hit me so we can do an after party, babe. I'm cheap, okay? All I need is a suck in a section. Maybe a hookah. I love y'all so much. I'll tap in next time. As you whores know, it's a national holiday. It's Phelps' birthday. I will allow you whores to tell him happy birthday one more time. I got to figure out whether it's between the audio day or the visual day. If I don't pick, don't tell that happy birthday. Bottom line. But it is my baby happy birthday. This cake says Happy G-Day because we Muslims, okay? So we celebrate Gangsta Day, not birthdays, all right? I got my baby favorite drink with the smallest bottle because Zach went to get it and he's selfish. But I want to sing Happy Birthday to my man. I would rather do it like Marilyn Monroe did it for JFK, real sexy because she was fucking, but it's a camera out. Happy birthday. No. What kind of happy birthday do we sing, Zach? Wrong. We sing the regular white one. You thought you had it. We ain't gonna sing. We love you so much, Phelps.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you so much, Phelps. Here, don't call
Thank
me
everybody,
girl.
production, everybody, Zach, Eb,
The production, bro.
Vern, John.
You feel me?
Dave
It's your
in the
birthday.
back.
Listen.
Thank
we got
everybody. I appreciate
a little
y'all.
Don. I want to see how this Don get you acting. I want half this bottle done before you leave. And you know in suits, they like to drink. So you got to hit the bottle before Mr. Attorney at Law hit it. Blow your candles out, pause, and make a wish.
Blowing the candles out is crazy.
You want me blowing for you?
You want to blow my way?
Yes. Extra for you. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Yay, happy birthday, Phelps. You guys ready?
Right now? Nah, not the whole song.
We're taking shots. John, you first. This ain't no joke. Where the knife at?
Is it cups?
No, we taking it to the house. Like real drunks. We getting it in this. I'm gonna check the topic list and we're gonna breeze through some topics. I do want y'all to know the people that's locked into the podcast. I have spoke to Vonnie. Vonnie is on the podcast and I am excited. I'm trying to get it so we can do a shakedown right after and shake our asses and pop our Vonnie. I love y'all, the way y'all received Vonnie's episode and she appreciated all the love. She's in every comment section thanking everybody, including me. You know, never heard of me before this. I love that though. You know what I mean? Because it's real genuine. I know she felt the support.
Right.
Let me see. Shout out to the tips that broke out of jail in New Orleans.
That's
hard.
hard.
That hard as if y'all come through Philly, I can give you some oodles and noodles, fry you some chicken, nothing
Word.
crazy. Hey, shout out to Mark. No sex offenders. You niggas ain't welcome.
We harbor
No,
fugitives.
not at all.
We harbor fugitives up here.
No pedophiles. None of that.
Nah.
Regular thieves, robbers, killers, you can get in. Especially if you ain't kill an innocent person. If you kill like an op, you can cut them out.
But you know, I ain't. Well, you gotta tell them you ain't gonna turn them in because they worth 12,000.
Pete? Shit, they traveling in the pack. Dumbass boy, I started a freak off in that bitch and ended with the police. Wouldn't that be something? Bust that nut, go right to jail. Win-win for me. It's been a while. Lord knows it has. No, but you know what the first thing I noticed about that? That nasty ass plumbing system. That toilet looks so fucking old and rickety and raggedy. Maybe y'all put some money in some places you housing people. They won't be able to slither out behind the toilet bowl. You know the wrote on the wall too easy or some shit like
And
that.
then put LOL.
That was the cherry. I like that was a little like
LOL.
Oh, they broke through the walls type shit.
it looked like the toilet was old and it like they wiggled through it and it was like a hole. So they removed the whole toilet, went through it. I guess they put it back for a while.
So the toilet, behind the toilet was just like opening and pipes. So they moved that bitch to the side.
You know what it looked like,
too
Mark?
easy and left.
And it was so the other side of their wall was outside, basically.
Kinda.
Yeah, they had to go down and go through.
They got good video of them running through. They already got 3 of them. But that's the thing. When you don't have resources, that's why they get you so fast.
Because you ain't got no plan of where you going, what you doing. You just outside. Yeah.
And the thing
Just
about it,
go
people like, oh, that's so dumb. But get the fuck out of Dodge. To me, your safest bet is right around it. I mean, that's, I've always hit in place fight. It works. I might have did this podcast hide for a while. You know what I mean? Anyway, shout out to them. I don't know if I want to say free y'all. Keep going because I don't know. All my New Orleans bitches tap in because I'm sure one of them is y'all baby father. Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, might be taking a good nap. This nigga got cancer. We Joe. Joe is from Wilmington. Joe old as a motherfucker. Man, I hope he's okay.
From Scranton, but he just represents.
Exactly. He is from Scranton. Yeah, that's where I really call my case at, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Or like
he only really rep Scranton when he running for something.
Oh, we mean Wilmington.
No, Scranton.
Oh,
when he on an election trail, he up there.
With, with
the workers.
He going, he trying to get PA back.
Yeah, he up there with them. Like, you know one of y'all.
Breaking news: Tory Lanez, who's also 4'11", was stabbed 14 times. I'm surprised it didn't been happen. You know what I mean? Megan ain't got no stallions in that. Gotta tell you one thing: if Meg was a barb, Tory would have been dead a long time ago. That barbs don't fuck around. He got stabbed 14 times, 7 wounds to his back, his torso, 2 to the back of his head, 1 to the left side of his face. It says here Kelsey's bodyguard stepped in with new account. I don't give a fuck. I am convinced that it happened like it happened, and I don't give a fuck about what nobody say except for one person in this room, and I haven't got to talk to her yet. I heard on internet streets that Tory does a lot for the black inmates in jail. That is a California jail. California jails are infamous for being very racially segregated, and I heard that the Mexicans don't like the fact that he doing so much for a nigga, and he ain't sharing that love, period. You already know he gonna get, people are gonna try to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not black kill him, but, exploit, oppress him, whatever. You know what I mean? They're gonna be expecting something from his Richie walking around in jail.
Money.
He's 4'11". My experience in jail, when people are famous like that, they don't even make it to population, so that's kind of confusing. But he's such a Canadian. I could see him pressing for, I want to be in the yard with everybody else because he's a weirdo. Anyway, I love his music. Don't really fuck with him. And his hair is thin. You ever see his hair for real? When that Beijing going, it ain't nothing in it.
He got that joint redone.
Blow through it. Win. This is all my hair. Ain't no tracks in this, Mark. Stop playing. Zoom in there. Get up in there. And ain't no tape in.
I see the scalp. There it is.
Oh, you can see Tory's scalp too. No hair. I have horrible news. Oh my God, Chris Brown is in jail. I couldn't even sleep last night. Free him. They claim he did something in London years ago. He did not do it. I love Chris Brown. Another example of when the light skin like and not Drake. You know what I mean? Spoil the ride. No, spare the ride, spoil the bitch. He'll whoop your ass. Listen, Chris, what? I said roll the window up, bitch. You know what I mean? They said Rihanna bit him. He bit that back, didn't he? Anyway, free Chris, man. I love Chris. I know it ain't right, but I love Chris Brown. I don't give a fuck. We didn't get a chance to say this last week. We didn't get a chance to talk about this last week, man. R.I.P. the rapper LGP Qua, man, from North Philadelphia. He was murdered on Mother's Day before he even got to see his mom for his chain. It's just sad. LGP Qua has been known for nothing but positivity, even in his raps. He started to go viral from what I remember a little pre-COVID with just rapping about consequences. You know what I mean? Just bringing a different flow where he's telling the story on how you'll lose your life around in these streets, you know what I mean? And you'll end up in prison. So for a guy like this to get murdered is just terrible, especially over a chain. I don't know. I have vivid memories of being young and selling drugs and buying jewelry and doing stuff like being in certain neighborhoods and flipping my ring and tucking my chain. And it wasn't even necessarily I felt like a pussy because every time I've ever did it, I felt like I had to do it in that moment.
Yeah.
I remember I was so excited when I had my first diamond watch. I would hang my hand out the car. And we talking about back when we was driving Grand Marquises. You know what I mean? But it's dangerous. And I don't know what the thing is. I'm going to wear my chain. I'm not going to tuck it. I'm going to show you. I don't get it. You shouldn't wear your jewelry in the trenches. When you think I'm because that's rich and the whole family got rollies, you get your first rollie at 5, they wear them to dinner. You know what I mean? It's like, But you know, we from the hood, and not only from the hood, we also from Africa, and we from diamonds and gold. But you got to make smart decisions, safe decisions. You know what I mean? And talk to your kids. A lot of y'all kids put your kids in the best designer, Apple Watches, this and that, and this and that. You got to have a conversation on what's to happen if somebody on the subway in front of the school says, "Give me your AirPods." You know what I mean?
You give it to them.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's sad though. But send love to his family. His mom, watching his mom on the news, it was just so sad. Like legit, the boy didn't even get to see his mom on Mother's Day and he's gone. So that sucks. Philadelphia City Council declares a day of remembrance for the MOVE bombing. Tuesday, May the 13th, marked the 40th anniversary for the 1985 police bombing on the headquarters of the Philadelphia Black Liberation Group MOVE. I'm so mad that I forgot to talk about this. A couple things. I always tell y'all that I was raised very woke. I didn't have to go on Twitter to become woke. I didn't have to go to HBCU to become woke. I was raised knowing a lot about black people's place in this country. When I was a kid, 6, 7, 8, people would call me Ramona Africa. My name is Damona. Ramona Africa was one of the survivors from the MOVE bombing, and she was somebody that would talk about her experiences, not a crazy about, but enough that the streets knew what her name was. So me being 6 or 7 and people at the corner store saying, Ramona Africa, and then me saying, who's that? Kind of educated me on the MOVE movement way before I was a grown-ass adult. I've had conversations with Mike Africa is his name, I believe. Is Mike Ramona's child?
I'm not sure if Mike is Ramona's child, but he is a survivor. He is one of the survivors' children.
Right. If you don't know, MOVE was a group. I think they were more about like eating from the earth. They grew their own food. They grew their own veggies. They ate them. They ate like that. They didn't necessarily believe in public school. They lived together. I know that they used to be on where I lived. I used to live in 39th and Lancaster, and they were like at 40th and Powelton. They had a fight with the police then. We talking about Philadelphia in the late 70s and the 80s. If you don't know, Philadelphia is historically a racist city. Free Mumia. We'll talk about Mumia one day. But they just had beef with the police. The original Rizzo is the real racist white mayor, if I'm not mistaken. And then after Rizzo is the black one who's good. Wilson Good. Wilson Good. Now they had this beef down the bottom on Powelton Avenue. Some people got locked up, some people like this. I mean, you could put them in the class of Black Panthers, but it was just a little different. What I will say is neighbors complained about them. They'll be on their bullhorn talking shit. The neighbors didn't necessarily love them either. I've heard different accounts where neighbors didn't mind them. I heard different accounts where neighbors couldn't stand them, right? Either way, they end up moving from Powelton Street from down the bottom, moving down more into West Philly, and the black mayor at the time decides, because they were trying to evict them, trying to get them out the block. They couldn't. The black mayor decides, let's drop a bomb on the house. The whole block burns down. Bunch of kids die. It has been... I don't know if this is proven facts, but it's been alleged that when they were trying to run and escape the fire, kids and adults, that the police shot at them for them to run back in, or certain bodies were found with bullet holes. I don't know if that's a fact or not.
Yeah, it's not been acknowledged by the city of Philadelphia, but there are witnesses that saw that happen.
That they were shooting at the people. Now, also on top of that, they knew the house was full of kids. Also on top of that, they burnt the whole block down. It never made any sense.
65 homes.
65 row homes gone in a moment, in a flash. Stupid as people went to jail forever. On top of that, a lot of people that were in jail from the MOVE movement were under the impression that these bodies were buried appropriately or done whatever it's supposed to do. They magically find them in some random museum. You know that part.
Penn had them.
University of Penn had their bodies and held them in a museum instead of keeping them where they belong. What you do with dead bodies when you respect people's families. Why they would ever be there, I have no idea. That makes no sense. They did people wrong. I've chatted with Mike Africa. Mike Africa will be on the podcast eventually. Let's watch the documentary together. I know we do that on a subscription, but Google it, find it. We're going to put it on the bottom of the screen. Zach's going to be the one that finds it and puts it on here, how to watch it and all that, because Zach is talented. It don't matter his fashion choices or his jewelry choices. He is talented. I want y'all to watch what you watch about MOVE. That's Philadelphia history, man. Philadelphia is a super, always has been a really, really racist city. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but shout out to them. I feel like they deserve a day of this, some type of remembrance, because they were done really filthy by the city of Philadelphia, and it really didn't make any sense. Rest in peace to all those kids and adults that lost their lives for choosing to believe in what they want to believe. That's the only thing that I could think of. Also, everything I've ever heard about Wilson Good, he was a... God bless the dead. I think that's that. Ed passed here. The Pope is black. I don't give a shit. It is Phelps' birthday. We supposed to be watching Paris is Burning, but we talking about that on subscription. You could be a sucker and not watch it. Not. I want you to watch Paris is Burning. It's one of my favorite documentaries.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's funny because it was made. It was made in the. No, I'm going to text you about it. It was made in the late 80s, yeah. It came out in the early 90s. This is when the AIDS epidemic first started. Everybody in the movie dies, literally, except for one person from AIDS. One of them was a prostitute, and she was found in a mattress, stuffed in a mattress. But what it's basically about is the young, gay, black drag ball scene. You ever see people Vogue and stuff?
Yeah.
It's the origin of that. Because that went from drag queen pageants to that, and that was very black, very urban, very, it was just a us thing. And it's real interesting. You watch it now, and half the verbiage they use now, makeup, style, all kinds of, we doing it right now. It's one of my favorite documentaries. I love it so much. I think you're going to love it too. Sidebar, I'm a little bit obsessed with documentaries or footage of New York in the 70s and 80s. Is very strange, but I love it so much.
That's a little weird.
Oh my God. And now I'm starting to get into Baltimore with it a little bit. They all have marble steps. A lot of heroin. We'll chat about that in a minute. I'm so glad that y'all are here.
Make it sound like I know about heroin.
I mean, I know you know about. Come on now. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Make sure you tell my man happy birthday, but not too much, bitch.
Thank y'all. I appreciate everybody.
That's enough. I heard you already said that.
So
Please take your balloon. Love y'all so much. Tap in next week. Whatever. I look so cute today.
Yes, you do.
Thanks, Daddy. Vern's shirt is tight. One more thing. Vern's shirt is very tight. Come over here, show him your shirt. Come on over here, Vern. Come on over here, show him your shirt, Vern. Vern, don't be a bad sport. Come over here, show them big arms, boy. Now he's scared. Come on over here, Vern. Come on over here.
Leather hat.
Don't you cut that. Over here. You look good. You know we take him to Africa. Look at my baby. Look, say what's up.
He did the light skin eyes.
Full light skin. He went full light skin.
He